Hi friends, welcome back. In this video, we will learn how to create ASP.NET Core Web API. We will learn creation of API project, understand the project architecture, run the application, and at the end, we will create a simple API endpoint from the scratch. So now let's create our first API project. So once you open your Visual Studio, click on Create New Project option. From the list, select ASP.NET Core Web API and click on Next. Give the project a proper name. You can change the location, but for demo purpose, I will keeping the location as it is and click on the next. Keep these details as it is because the default settings are fine. Click on create option. In solution explore section, you will see multiple folders and files. Don't worry if everything looks confusing right now. In the future, as we create more APIs, it will starting to make more sense. Let's understand the project's important parts. First we have its controls folder. Controller folder have collection of all the API present in our application. Controllers are responsible for handling incoming HTTP requests and providing a proper response to the client. For example, when any client make a request to our API endpoints, the request usually comes to controllers. Next we have is a program.cs file. Program.cs file is the one of the most important file in the .NET. In the program.cs file, we configure everything related to the application, from the services, from the middleware, to all the application configuration file. You can consider this file as the main starting point in our application. Let's move on to the app setting JSON. App setting JSON is the configuration file. In our application, we configure database connection, application settings. All these details are configured in appsetting.json file. In future video, we will connect to the database. So you will learn how to configure the configuration connection string in appsetting.json file. Now let's run our application. At the top of Visual Studio, you will see some launching profiles like HTTP, HTTPS, and IS Express. For ASP.NET Core Web application, we recommended to use the HTTPS profile because HTTPS will provide a encrypted secure connection for the application. When you click on the Run button, you just will build the solution and run your application. So our API application is now started. Now let's browse our application. Go to the command line, find the HTTPS URL and open it in the browser. So this will be our base URL. Now let's verify our APIs are working or not. Let's go to the Visual Studio and find out any existing controller which was created in the by default template. Let's select this controller. To browse the API endpoint, just enter the path for the controller. When you provide a proper path, the API will be give you proper response like this. But if you provide any misconfigured file or the path which is not present in our application, the API will simply throw a 404 error. So moving next to the creation of API, remove the controller and the helper class file from our solution. So let's create our first API endpoint. Right click on controllers, click on the add option, then go to the controllers tab. From the list, select the API, then API controller. Provide a controller proper name, as this will be our first API endpoint. I'm keeping the simple name as hello. So click on the next button to create the controller. So Visual Studio will create a sample predefined file with a controller name. This will be our route to our API endpoints. So now let's create a simple API. We will creating a HTTP GET method to display a text hello on the screen. So we have created our very own API endpoint. Now let's run the application and browse the API. So as our application running, let's browse the API endpoint and see the output. As we define, the route itself includes the API as a suffix. So we need to provide the API also in the path. Then the controller name. The controller name is hello. As we only have one API action method, which is get. When we click on the hello, the API will map to this method and provide you the response. But if we have multiple get or multiple post methods, we need to provide a proper name like hello and then get. But right now, the only hello will be fine. See, our API is giving a proper response. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.